How's it going, guys? In this video, we're going to be going over the Mega Dragonite Pokéball, which is my very first Patreon exclusive drop. So, for those of you already subscribed, I just want to give a special thank you. And for those who aren't subscribed yet, hey, check it out. There might be some cool models down the line that you find interesting, so I hope to see you there. Now, for the rest of this video, we're going to be going over how to assemble this Pokéball once you're done printing, so let's get right to it. How's it going, guys? So there's a lot of little pieces here, so try to get a little bit organized, kind of separate things into files, and do definitely make sure that you have some glue for this assembly. There's going to be a lot of little small parts that are going to require them. So to start, we're going to take our center lock and just look for the side that was printed on the bed. That's going to be down. So we'll go ahead and take that and put this into the downward facing portion of the body. Then we're going to take the center ring, line that up, and click that in. Make sure you pay attention to the word top. And then we are going to take the top part of the body, align it up on the ring here, push that down, and twist. So now we have our body locked in. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put in our center button. So I'm going to take the white button here. I'm going to line it up. There's a little slope in there. The slope is going to face the cavity side of the body. And I'm just going to push this into place. Sometimes you can find it to be easier assembling it all connected to the ring already. Sometimes if you just put the white button on first, it's a little bit easier. So the white button's on, and now I can take that black ring and slide it around it and push that into place. And we now have our center button installed. So the next thing that we are going to do is we're just going to take our green wings, and now these guys can just kind of be pushed into the back. They're definitely snug enough where you don't need glue, but if you want to use glue for that extra security, by all means, go ahead. So now we have our green wings installed. Then we can go ahead and we can take our white horn. So that white horn should just push right into the circle on the top. Make sure we get that in there. Cool. All right, nice. All right, so now what we're going to do next is we're going to take our feet, and you can actually take these white nails and slide those into the footholes. And now these guys should be nice and tight in there. Shouldn't need glue. And we're just going to go ahead now and load up both feet with the nails. All right, so with both feet having their nails in place, we could then go ahead and take the feet and push them onto the body. So now, depending on the filament that you're using, it might be nice and snug, which means you wouldn't need any glue. But if it's a little loose for you, just go ahead, put some glue on the pegs that are on the feet, and just put that into place. You should only need a dot of glue, and it should hold everything nicely. All right, so next what we're going to do, and now everything from this point forward is going to require glue, is we're actually going to take these little tan, feather pieces, and we're going to put these on the legs. So you have a big piece, and then you have a smaller piece. With this smaller piece, pay attention. There is an angle on the inner side. I know it's hard to see on the screen here, but that angle is going to face the inside of the body. So you would take that, line it up in the little portion on the leg here, and you would just stick it on there with a dot of glue. You would then do the same thing with this other piece, where you're going to line it up with the portion of the body. These are not usable on both sides, so make sure that you find the one that lines up with the right side. So in this case, I had to flip it. So this lines up with this portion of the body, so I'd use a dot of glue to push that into place. So once everything's glued, we'll come right back, and then we'll move on to the next step. All right, guys, so with that glued in, you will now have the feathers on either side of the legs. Cool. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to put this to the side, and we are going to take the blue ball, and we are going to put in the orange tail tip, and we're going to glue this together. Now, I already glued this together just to get a little bit ahead of it. So just take that in, squeeze them together, and you should be good to go. All right, so once that is done, we're now going to move on to assembling the wings. So the wings do not have any alignment holes or anything like that because they're so thin. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the two halves that match. So I have long halves here. So you're going to take the two halves that match, and we're going to line these up. So with them lined up, all we're going to do is take our glue and run a nice thin bead across. And just kind of hold those two together. So just line them up with your fingers, get them into good position. Man, this glue dries fast. Alright, sweet. So now I have my two halves lined up. So I'm going to do the same thing with the other one now. Alright, so now that these are lined up and one solid piece, I'm going to go ahead and push this to the side. Just give it a second to dry. So the next thing that we're going to be doing is putting all of these little white pieces on the wingtip. Have some patience here. It's going to be a little dots of glue for each one. So let's go ahead and put these on the wings. Alright guys, so I have the wings both lined up here with all of the white pieces that go with each wing in order of how I'm going to assemble them. So I'll start with this wing over here. This is the right wing, and I will start by putting a little dab of glue right here on the upper portion. So it's actually going to be this guy right here. So I'm going to take a little dot and just drop it on the face right there. And there is this curved piece here. This curved piece, so let's see if we can see that. This curved piece hugs underneath the wing and pushes right into position right there. So that is the very first wing tip. Then we'll move on to our second piece, which is going to be the outer wing. And this big curved piece right here, I'm just going to use a little bit of glue. Take my curved piece and just push that on there and hold it in position for a couple seconds while the glue kind of hardens there, and we're good. So now we have our second white wingtip. So just go down the line and put each of these on. Just use a little bit of glue, just a dot, and then you should be good. So I'll go ahead and start gluing these, and we'll catch each other after I'm done. Alright, so with our wingtips done, what we're going to do next is we're going to take the body, bottom, and the tail, and we're going to flip this guy over here. And first, we're going to start by putting the, well, we'll do a little bit of dotted glue. So we're going to run a little line of glue down the middle. And we're going to put a little bit of glue on that back square in here in the tail. And then we're going to take that tail piece and just push it into position. And then we're going to take that bottom body piece and we're going to put that in position right over the tail. So once that's in, just go ahead and hold this until that glue has dried. Once that's done, we'll finish up by putting on the wings and the tail tip. All right, guys, so with the tail in place, we're now going to take our assembled tail tip and orb. We're going to put a little dotted glue on here, and we're just going to go ahead and connect this now to the tip of the tail. So just kind of get that where you like it, line it up, and push that on. Cool. Then we're going to go ahead and take our wings. And now these wings will go in. They won't be super tight, so if you want to put a little bit of glue on the bottom, go ahead. But these just fall right into position in the top of the head. And once done, you have your fully assembled Mega Dragonite. So if you guys have any questions, leave them down below, leave them on Patreon, and I'll be sure to answer them and help you guys out as you need. So thanks again for printing.